right around the corner. But before we can get there, we're stuck in another stop-go. Just love it. So when you're in the mountains,
yo, check this.
This is the color of the water.
We just got the Moonlight.
Yo, we got some jizz to get some stuff. And I've got some, looks like I'm drinking iced tea straight out the tap. But we're gonna see whether or not this water kills us. But it shouldn't. So we're just out here at the accommodation. And there is our first herp of the trip. Just a little marble leaf-side gecko. Nothing special, something you see quite a lot back in the Cape. He's making his way back into the roof. There's another Afro gecko just on the accommodation on the wall. You can see it's got those big calcium sacs on the side of the neck there, also with a regrown tail. Unfortunately, I'm gonna see if I can get a hand on it quickly, get a quick record in hand pick. So here's just an in-hand look at this little Afro gecko. Relatively small. They do get a little bit bigger, but yeah, it's sort of tweaking out a little bit. I'm just gonna grab a quick in-hand record shot. I'm just gonna let it go. Good morning from a very cold and very early, where am I? Sort of a little private nature reserve near Hermanus, and we are heading up there today to look for some frogs, some mountain lizards, and hopefully whatever else we're gonna find. I'm here with a bunch of guys and the Hardy does, as you can hear, as well as Oliver. Hopefully we're gonna get after some frogs today too, but I will check in when we hopefully find something.
I was looking for nice open pools with a big chilling.
Yeah, I mean, the ones I saw at like a very wet sea. Like, so it was like a thin layer of water. Were these ever written?
Let's look at the first gecko. First herp of the hike actually. It's just a little Afro gecko, like we found at the house last night. He's gonna put this guy back in his crack. No. He doesn't want to go back in, but he has to before he gets eaten by something. Go forth, brother. Oh, Kurt just flipped our first herp of the day, a tiny little herald, and this is actually the first herald that I've seen in the Western Cape this year. And with some, oh, this cockroach is dead.
They're pretty alive, I think.
They're just a bit, oh yeah, they are alive, but the almighty herald.
Just cuddling.
Just cuddling, yeah, that's cool.
It's usually like 10 kills.
Here's this little herald snake looking rather upset. I mean, I would be too if we sort of woke him up.
Upsetty spaghetti.
Yeah, he's an upsetty spaghetti. So you can see he's got quite a nice little yellow lip on him. Yeah, he's very displeased. So I can get some photos of him and then he can just go back under his little rock lord. These little herald snakes are just so dinky. I mean, this guy's tiny. You can see how they flatten their heads just like sort of an adder or a viper to try and make themselves look quite menacing, but they really are just sort of all show. I mean, they don't have much venom to sort of back up any of this big sort of display they put on. This is a really small one. You can see this is the one that Kurt flipped just right now under that little rock. This would have been one of this season's hatchlings. But you can see they've got these really dark temples, and this one has quite a pale yellow sort of upper lip, where a lot of them around the country have a sort of an orange, or sort of much brighter orange. So yeah, these guys are quite cool. Pretty much frog specialists. So he's going to be eating a lot of these small little moss frogs and maybe even some of the toadlets that we are trying to find. But yeah, this is just a herald snake. Really common snake throughout much of the country. Although this is literally the first one that I've seen this year since I've been down in the Cape, so quite nice. Got quite a nice sort of speckling, forming these really loose sort of stripes or sort of bands on the back there. But cool, we're going to carry on. We've got quite a long hike to sort of get going to try get to find one of these frogs. So enough of this guy, and we're gonna get going. This guy's such a little doofus. Over.
I found the blood of a big mountain roach.
Go forth and conquer. So Oliver decided to run all the way down there to go look for some potential frogs sitting in a pool, which turns out not a pool, it's just a bit of wet earth. So I think he's a bit sad. Here's a little ghost frog tadpole. Let's see if we can get a better look at him. Oh, here's some more. That was a waste of time. Yeah, Oliver just got another little ghost frog tadpole. You can see it's quite a good looking one actually. Yo, check him sucking onto this hand there. They usually use the little suckers just to suck onto the rocks. And I've given you a new name, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man has got a couple more. That's also a super nice one. And then you're trying to catch another one down there.
Yeah, I don't know where it went now.
That's
There
cool.
it is.
That's a little smallie.
Yeah.
Cool, let's just open your hand again. Let me see that one again.
Wait, I got him.
Or you think you've got him.
I feel him between my fingers, but I can't grab him.
It's...
Okay, yeah, let's just leave that one.
Let's have a look at this guy. You can see how they move along with their mouthpieces and just sort of like peek along. Super cool. We're going to grab some photos of these guys and hopefully turn up something else. Sullivan managed to catch another one. There's a decent look at him. You can see his little mouth. I'm talking about the tadpole's little mouth, not Oliver's little mouth. He just made a Bravey Steps face. But that's pretty cool. Give you a little bit of a better idea of the habitat of these ghost frogs. It's quite really loud. You can see it sort of trickles all the way down here. There the guys are. Just photographing some more of the tadpoles. Yeah, it's been relatively quiet so far. We've seen 2 herald snakes. One of them was just under a rock, which we already have seen, and the other one was in a rock crack that we couldn't get out. So pretty quiet day so far. So I was getting rather over it because Oliver made us walk through like 5 mountains, but I just walked up on this little puddle and we got our Moonlight Toadlet, which one is jumping away, which it's not allowed to because we have to photograph it. Hold on, video is going to have to cut.
So I try to grab it.
I got it. But yeah, you can see they don't look like much on the iPhone photo, but we'll try to get some better footage. But it's a big deal. Not a lot of people see them, and none of us in the group here have seen them either.
And it's a new locality.
And it's a new locality, so you can see there's the frog in here, and if you look really closely you can see a whole bunch of egg masses that the frogs obviously laid. So these will be males.
Yeah, these will be males. Females, so that's the egg.
That's
Generally
the egg,
don't
yeah.
hang around in the day.
So yeah, super stoked. We're obviously going to take a while to photograph a couple. Wait, where's the other? He's down here, I'll grab him now. Yeah, super stoked. So here you can see them just, well, you could see it briefly in hand, just trying to give you a bit of a size reference. These guys don't sit still for long. Can't blame them, they just want to hang out. So here's just a look at a couple of these Moonlight mountain toadlets just sitting alongside the egg masses here. Typically the males remain with the eggs for a little while. The females are totally absent. I'm not entirely sure where they go or what they get up to, but yeah, the males just guarding their eggs. Here's just a close-up look at these eggs from the Moonlight toadlet, and there's just a male what they're known for, sitting around and guarding the eggs. So this is just the habitat of the Moonlight mountain toadlet, just to give you an idea of where they live. And we're finally making our descent back to our accommodation. You can see it's fairly misty. There's Kurt and Oliver way out in the distance. Just spotted this little Afro-gecko just in a little rock cracker. Just got a quick in-hand record shot of him. He can go right back in his rock crack. Cool, so we just had gotten out to another site, somewhere near Geckos, on a private piece of land. There's Kurt and Oliver, and we're going to try to see, changed up approach, we're going to try to see if we can't find some micro frogs and geckos tonight. Oh, something's moving down here. So I might have to abandon filming and see if I can find it. So it's pretty hard to complain about being in a spot like this looking for herps. But here we go, I've got the first frog of the evening. I had to put him in this container because I lost him a couple of times. Let me just open this blue top and I'll give you guys a quick look at him. They just like calling in this really disgusting, shallow, filthy water. And there you go. It's one of the targets that we really were hoping to see tonight, so pretty chuffed. We're just hopefully going to see what else we can get after. Obviously, like everything, grab a couple of photographs and we're just going to let this dude go again. You can see all these little water beetles and water bugs in the water too. But yeah, pretty rad. I think Oliver's going to be stoked that we at least have something on the board. The guys are all down there under the trees. They're busy working the reed beds. And yeah, gonna carry on and hopefully turn up a couple more. So we're still out here looking for frogs. I just found one of the other target species for the night. Well, the second target species for the night of the southern gecko, or the southern dainty frog. As you can hear, if I stop talking for a second, you'll hear them all. So you can hear the frogs are buzzing, but trying to find a frog the size of your thumbnail in a habitat like this is pretty challenging. But we've managed to turn up 2 of the targets so far, and they're both ridiculously small. So let's just see if I can't. There's one. What is that? That's a clicking stream frog. That is unfortunately just a trash frog, so we're not going to worry too much about him. Although I might just get a quick picture for the records. Let me just snap one quick before he disappears. Oh, he's gone actually. Waste time and you missed him. But one of the best ways to actually find these frogs, you just walk slowly and you can almost triangulate the calls and hear where they are calling from. But of course, as you move, they just stop calling, which is a bit frustrating. I usually like these ends of the reeds here and on the grass verges, but I'm going to see what I can turn up. If I find something, I will obviously check in and show you guys what I get. There you go, a bit of persistence paid off. And this is a microfrog. It's actually the smallest frog species in the country, and this population that we've discovered them in actually represents about a 20k range extension, which doesn't sound massive, but for a frog that's extremely tiny and highly localized, quite a nice find. So I'm going to photograph this guy quick and we're going to carry on. You can hear actually before I move, it sounds like there's another one right here, so we're going to try give him a go and see if we can't find him. So I just grabbed another frog. I couldn't get it on film, but right here is a little clicking stream frog. Probably one of the most common frogs in the Western Cape. But nice to see nonetheless. I'm going to also just grab a quick voucher of him and see if we can't turn up any more geckos. You can see here's a little southern gecko. He's just sitting there, and as the males do, they sort of call from this floating emergent vegetation. It's quite a plain one, but of course going to get a quick voucher and some quick pics just to add to the collection. And we're just going to obviously let him go. So here's another little herb for the day. This is a Gama atra, southern ground agama, which actually came from the sort of siding of the little place we're staying at. It was just wedged itself between the wall and the sort of corrugated iron roof. These guys are really common. You get them from sea level right up into the mountains up there. As you can see, this is still quite a little one. They get probably about double the size. It's quite a dark one. They can sometimes have really nice blue sort of heads and throats to them. But yeah, Gama atra are really common little guys, and I'm just gonna go let him go just back where I found him, around the corner of the house there. So finished with a few iNaturalist photos and yeah, just some record shots, and he's gonna go on his way. This is one of these little moss frogs calling from this wonderful drainage pipe that's actually coming out the little swimming pool at the accommodation here, and we're just sitting and waiting for it to call. Oliver and I, so we can sort of translocate it, or hear where it's calling from, and then hopefully we can get it. These guys are super small and they're super dark, and they're really living in this sort of dark mossy sort of vegetation. Makes them pretty difficult to spot, but I'm pretty sure we are going to be able to get one if we spend enough time, so we'll have to wait and see. So I can't believe it, but we actually managed to find this little De Villiers moss frog. Only took us probably about 5 minutes of trying to locate where the call was coming from. But as you can see, these guys are ridiculously small. See my finger for reference here, but not the most attractive frog. They're pretty dark and nondescript, but they're just incredibly difficult to locate. Really common. I mean, you can hear them calling in these deep grass tussocks and deep amongst the vegetation, but trying to find them is another story altogether. This again is just another one of the marbled leaf toad geckos. See, this one's got a pretty substantial regenerated tail. Yeah, really common. This is pretty much about as big as they get. Yeah, they live in these little rock cracks and fissures, and actually all over, even where we were staying in this sort of accommodation, just along the side of the mountain here. Really pretty looking geckos. They're just really common, so no one gives them much time or attention. But this guy's just going to go back and crawl in his rock crack, and we're going to see what else we are hopefully going to turn up later today. So I'm just coming to release this agama where I got it yesterday, or where we got it yesterday, and there's actually another one. I don't know if you can see, but he's just poking his head out of the siding there. So it's obviously where these dudes live. So this bro can go join his other homie right where he belongs, living in the sort of eaves of this little roof here. Cool. So that was pretty cool. We had a really good time in the mountains. My legs are absolutely broken, and as customary, before we can even get out of here, we have to sit in a stop go before we can even get on the road. But hopefully this is not going to take too long and we can get going. So we're pretty much back where we started. We're heading back, stopped same place to get some food, and that's pretty much going to be the end of the weekend. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.